Good morning, beautiful people. It's another beautiful Tuesday. I apologize for the late start this morning. We actually had a few technical glitches. I know for those of you that are in Jamaica, you're actually experiencing Hurricane Melissa, and a lot of people have already started experiencing what I would call a change in weather that is a bit drastic at this time. I apologize for the late start, actually. And most importantly, I will encourage you, please endeavor to keep safe. If you are in a place where the weather is a bit drastic, please ensure that you keep safe. Today, I wanted us to talk about a topic that is I'm going to use the word extremely sensitive but important. How to transform or how to define what I will call your most important line of defense. I know that for so many of us, as small business owners, we always feel the pressure of technology because it keeps evolving. The biggest risk they come from the choices that we make on an everyday basis. But at the same time, it's also very difficult to get your employees to actually care about what your cybersecurity motives or strategies or beliefs are because it feels like an uphill battle. Interestingly, I want you to understand that this is one of the reasons why we are having this session. You are not alone. A lot of times the struggle is not necessarily about the lack of knowledge. Believe me, most times they know what they are going to do. It is just about their ability to turn the awareness that they have into what is referred to as ownership. So, our goal for this session is not only to help you to understand how to transform security from what is called another task on your to do list, but I want you to turn it into what is referred to as a shared team value. I want you to turn it into what is called a shared team value so that everyone on your team will be able to play their parts and help your business become not only secure but also grow. Your business becomes not only secure, but it will also grow and become trusted. Believe me, once your business is trusted by your clients, by your partners, it's definitely going to grow. I remember when I was 13, permit me to share a story. I remember when I was about 13 or 14. I had a very interesting incident that changed my trajectory of my relationship with my parents. I had one of my co- um schoolmates at that time. I had one of my schoolmates at that time call me. It was at a time when there were no GSM phones, okay? There were no cellular data phones, there were no cellular phones. It was all about landlines. All you had to do at that point in time was just use the landline. And the landline we had in our house at that time was only in the living room as well as one in my parents' room. Now, interestingly, my friend called, I think I was about 13 or 14. One of my classmates actually called me, and my mom was the one that picks the call initially. Before she called me, I was like, "Oh, there's someone on the phone for you. There's someone here that wants to speak with you." It was a very strange thing because no one called me. But then suddenly I noticed my mom was about to rush into the room to go pick up the extension and listen in on the conversation. But my dad gave her a signal. I could actually see both of them. He hid her. There was a way we're like, no, give her a privacy without saying anything. And I saw both of them go into the kitchen area. Now, that singular incident, my mom is a when it comes to issues like that, she's very curious. I think I won't use the word curious. She wants to know everything. She's the kind of person does not just want to know everything, but at that point in time, I think based off of our ages, we used to use the word she was judgy. She used to want to be the kind of person that made this, she was the kind of person that believed in even the things she has not seen yet. She was very judgy. But the interesting thing was after they went to the kitchen, after I finished the call, I was feeling a bit, I don't want to use the word unsafe, but the way and manner with which my parents approached the situation. helped me to understand that they were not coming from a place of judgment. They were coming from a place of, and at that point in time, I didn't understand that they were coming from a place of guidance. They were not coming from a place of these are the rules. They were just coming from a place of we need to know your friends. Who are your friends? Oh, this is the first time a friend is actually calling you in the house. What does They didn't even give me the impression it was because he was a guy. So at that point in time, that actually changed the trajectory because it made me believe that I could actually tell them anything when it came to my friendships with my friends, irrespective of the person's gender. That made me develop what is called a safe relationship with them, not only when it came to friends, but my ability to be able to tell them anything. Now, if you understand the story I just explained, the reason I had a better relationship with them at that point in time was because they did not come from a place of judgment, number one, and they did not come from a place of rules. They came from a place of what is referred to as guidance. They came from a place of, oh, I just want to know. All right. Now, according to a Bitwarden report in 2025, he actually tells us that 68% of IT managers are the ones that see employee motivation as one of the biggest challenges for which they are able to implement security protocols. Their ability to be able to motivate people into doing what they should do so that when they are setting their security protocols is a bit hard, is a bit difficult. And half of them actually noted that these staff do not take security seriously. They don't take cybersecurity seriously, even when it is an high risk situation. Now, the reason that happens is usually because people believe that cybersecurity comes from a place of you must, not a place of you, this is why you should do this. One of the biggest lessons I have learned with my kids is the fact that if you need them to do something, don't tell them you must. Tell them the reason why they should not be doing it. Tell them the reason why they have to do it. Tell them why it is important. I have discovered that when I explain, don't touch this because you can get injured. Don't do this because this can happen. It does not come from a place of rules. It makes people become much more comfortable to follow. And I have come to understand that that does not only happen with children. It also happens a lot with adults. And at this point in time, I will say with humans in general. So what am I saying? How can you actually encourage what is called buy-in? Buy-in means that it's not just getting their consent. You want them to be a part of it. Now, one of the interesting things I have discovered, like I just said, when it comes to making rules and getting people as a leader, let me start from there. As a leader, it's always difficult to get people to buy into your vision. It's always one of the biggest challenges that you will have as a leader. Now, when it comes to a place like cybersecurity, it's not just about getting them to buy into that vision because you want them to be a part of that vision. If you want your business to be successful, your employees need to be a part of that vision. So, what are some of the things that you can do as a leader to ensure that they are actually they are making the endeavor to be a part of your vision, a part of your cybersecurity, your vision for cybersecurity strategies or initiatives within your organization? Number one, I will advise that you actually make cybersecurity not only personal but very relatable. Make it something that is extremely relatable to them. What this means is that I want you to start showing your team how some of the actions they are taking connects to the business impacts, how they are connected to your organization's reputation, how it's connected to the trust that the clients have in you. Most importantly, how it connects to their paychecks. If you have the ability to actually be able to do that, you can show it to them. Believe me, they will not only want to be a part of it, they are also going to ensure that it becomes a success so that their money is not affected. So, what I want you to think about in this instance is telling them how small actions lead to big consequences. Begin to highlight those kind of those staff members who are actually able to catch risk in action, those people that are taking what is called safe cybersecurity actions. I need you to actually showcase them. Let everybody know that this is what they are doing. Then number two, I already explained that initially. Stop making rules. Give people ownership. Give people ownership instead of making rules. I want you to make your team members, I'm going to use the word your team members in this instance because they are your team, whether you want it or not. Even when they are your staff members and they are not working directly with your organization, they are still a part of your team. If your team members can come up with what is called security rituals, the kind of cadences, the kind of traditions that you can be doing on a regular, if they can come up with that, they will feel like they are owners of that particular, I'm going to call it a project, initiative. And being a part of that initiative, we want them to ensure that it is a success. Now, how do you do this? I think you should, one of the things I want you to do, one of the things, I'm not going to say things, one of the things I need you to do is actually run what is referred to as huddles for each of your employees, especially when you are having some of your staff meetings. Let them share their security tips, let them share their stories, let them share their experiences, let them understand that it is not the job of the IT department, it is something that is peer led. Ensure that somebody from marketing is actually facilitating that section of the meeting this week. Someone from project management can take it up next week. Another person from administration can take it up. Then before we bring in someone else from IT or someone else on your IT security or your security team. But most importantly, I just need you to understand that every member of your organization, even the janitorial staff, even the gatekeepers, need to be a part of this initiative. By helping them to be able to recognize and see these things happen, believe me, they will not only want to ensure that it is a success. If something is my baby, believe me, I need it to succeed at the highest level. Is and when I'm saying my baby at this time, if I am the one bringing that initiative up, believe me, I need it to succeed, even if I am not the one bringing it up. And I was a part of the meeting where that particular initiative or that project was actually called out. Oh my God, I want to be a part of it to ensure that it is a success. Do not give your staff members rules. No, a lot of times rules will fail you. Make sure they get what is referred to ownership. Then number three, I already explained this in one of the videos, motivation. You need to recognize and reward good security habits. When people have when people are taking the right steps or the right actions at every point in time or at any point in time, ensure that that behavior does not only get recognized, it also gets rewarded. Because when you recognize that behavior and then you reward it, it's something that becomes repeated. It's something they want to do on a regular basis. So I want you to ensure that you are rewarding good security actions. I'm going to use the word good security actions. One of the things that you could actually do is start celebrating what is referred to as security heroes. You can do a monthly security hero initiative in your organization. Like I said, one of our clients, we actually did what is called the brag for them that they did on a weekly. And that's made everyone to want to be on the board. They wanted to be on the board, to be a part of the brag. Create what is called a security heroes. You can make it a part of your newsletters. You can make it a part, you can put it on a board. You can just recognize them, just publicly thank them so that everyone will recognize that they did something great. Even when they report a suspicious behavior, even when they report a suspicious behavior, instead of giving them what is called making them believe like there are going to be consequences or they did something wrong, ensure that you make it a point of duty to acknowledge what they have done. Acknowledge what they have done. And it's not just acknowledging it by saying, oh, thank you. You have to acknowledge it publicly so that everyone will understand this is where this person was right. This is what this person did that was great. Now, number four, There's an adage, an African adage that says rottenness starts from the head. It's very important that as leaders, you start to lead by example. I have discovered that one of the biggest challenges when it comes to cybersecurity actions or taking initiative in organizations, especially SMBs, small businesses mostly, I'm going to use that word, small businesses mostly, is the fact that they don't lead by example. The leaders are not the ones that are leading by example. If you have a headache, there's a probability that it can lead to a stomach ache or your legs will be hurting because it's starting from the head, and that is where the rottenness starts. But the truth is that if there's a problem from the head, it's going to run down through every other part of the body. So I need you to ensure that leaders themselves are actually demonstrating buy-in. If you want your staff members to be a part of the security initiatives and also lead cybersecurity initiatives within your organization, it's very important that you talk publicly about the security wins. It's very important that you talk about the stumbles. I'm going to call it the stumbles at this time. The mistakes that people are making. It's very important that we talk about them. I'm not going to say, I'm not asking that you castigate them. I'm not asking that you chastise them. No, I'm just saying people can learn from fails. People can learn from mistakes. People can learn from the things that they are doing wrong. That way, it begins to set up a culture that everybody else will begin to follow. If they know, oh, this is what everybody, this person did right, or this is what we did wrong, they understand that that way it becomes a part of the precedents that is being followed within that organization. So, as leaders, I don't want you to just keep talking about it publicly. I want you to keep exhibiting it. I need you to make much more than the statements within your policies. No, that's not what we are talking about. During your meetings, I need you to mention cyber safety regulations regularly. I need you to talk about them regularly. I need you to talk about your own learning moments, your personal learning moments, what you have learned during the day, during the week, during the month. Share it publicly so that every other staff member, like I said, will not only learn from them, but it becomes a precedent that everyone wants to become a part of. Now, I'm going to quickly answer a question before we are done. I got a very interesting, when I posted this, I got a very interesting question. And the question was, what incentives can encourage employees to actively participate in cybersecurity programs? We already talked about rewarding staff members when they do something right, especially when they take the right cybersecurity actions they've learned, when they start putting it into action, when they start doing the right things. You need to start giving incentives. It's not just about announcing it publicly, it's not just about talking about it, it's not just about acknowledging them publicly. It's also important that you start to use some strategies. Some of the strategies that I have actually put in place is that for a strategy to actually be effective, it needs to have recognition, it needs to have a reward, as well as what is called a personal investment. Three things: recognition, a reward, as well as personal investment. Your employees will reward, they will respond better to an incentive that actually is connected to their career development. Believe me, if someone knows I could actually go do this class or this exam paid for by the organization that I have been wanting to do, based off of the fact that I was a security hero for this month, every one of them will work towards it. So work towards things like certifications, leadership roles in the security initiatives, access to learning opportunities. Every one of your staff members will want to be a part of that. Then I will advise that you put up what is called gamified training. Always make your training programs look like a game, so that especially when it looks like when you're using leaderboards, it's creates much more than an incentive. It motivates because when you are playing games, I don't know if anyone has ever played this game called Prince of Persia. When you're at a certain level, you start moving to some certain levels in that game, and you can get to a particular level where you are not only getting what is called the money, is gamified money actually, but it intensifies your desire to want to win more, because the more that you win, the more that you earn. And believe me, it's not only Prince of Persia that is like that. There are so many other games like that. I've seen some word some I'm trying to remember. There are so many games that are actually like that. Like I said, if it's gamified, it's actually going to help your staff members to want to be a part of the initiative. It's an incentive that motivates them. You also need to look for what is called achievement badges. Every time they get their security training at a certain level and they get a badge, oh my God, people feel like they have done something right. Now, most importantly, financial rewards, public acknowledgement will also motivate them into incorporating cybersecurity goals. It will also help them to not only want to attain what is at the highest level. If someone does something good and then they get like a reward of $50, believe me, they don't even have to be big rewards. It could just be a gift card for lunch. Staff members go crazy because it feels like their good work has been rewarded. It could just be a gift card for lunch. They want to do better because they believe that the better they do, the the more the incentives they could actually get. And that's one of the reasons why it does not only motivate, it gets them to do better things. Then I want you to incorporate your cybersecurity goals into what is called your leadership reviews. Celebrate security wins. Believe me, it's very important. Celebrate people. Make the training interactive. Those are some of the things that will not only encourage them, but will also increase engagement. Make these things very motivating. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Make it very motivating so that when they are working on these things, they don't necessarily feel like they're going through a training program. They feel like they're playing a game. They feel like it's something they want to do. They feel like they are part of that initiative, and not only because it is interactive, it is something that they actually enjoy doing. Please, it's very, very essential that you add some of these incentives, financial rewards, training opportunities, learning opportunities. Like I said, a gift card of $10 for lunch, a gift card of $20 makes people feel not only motivated, but it also makes them feel like they are a part of the win. Building a strong security culture is not necessarily about inculcating fear or endless rules. Stop with the rules. The reason people, I don't think anyone has come to understand that when we feel like we are getting rules, we just do it because we have to do it, not because we want to do it. And when the rules become endless, it makes people want to I'm going to use the word rebellious. It makes them feel like they have to do the wrong thing. So I want you to make it about trust, make it about empowerment, make it about showing your team how much you value their roles in protecting what matters not only to you but also to the organization in general. When your employees feel like ownership, when they actually feel like they are owners of the cybersecurity initiative, when they feel like they have gained ownership, cybersecurity will become not only everyone's business, but it's going to also help your organization stand taller. And most importantly, it's going to make your business initiatives become stronger. What I need you to do today, we always have an assignment. What I want you to do today is start with a personal story, a mistake that you have made, a win that you have based off of your cybersecurity initiatives. Then invite one employee to actually give you what is called a close call, a mistake they almost made that would have turned into a breach or would have caused a problem within your organization. Now, try doing that for a month, maybe during one of your regular meetings. Just try doing that and see the way that the culture will shift from what we have to what we want to. You want your staff members to develop the 1-2 mentality. That's the culture that you are building when it comes to cyber safety. Don't forget to send in your questions. I love answering your questions. I love answering your questions. It's very important. We are building this community to support each other when with regards to cybersecurity initiatives within our businesses. I want to thank you again for joining me in this session. It's been a glorious time. It's been a wonderful time. Don't forget to send in your questions. Like I said initially, it's very important. That way, everyone else can actually learn more and we can know more. Because the goal of our community, once again, is for us to support each other, not only as business owners, but also as leaders. Until I see you again on Thursday, don't forget to stay secure, stay safe, have a beautiful and wonderful business day.